Hello, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're doing a recipe that I found earlier this year. Well, it might have been last year, because it was like it was after Christmas, and I can't remember if it was before or after New Year's, because my dad came down after Christmas to help me fix up stuff around my house over New Year's. So I can't remember which side of that this happened on, but for Christmas we had spiral cut ham, and my mom was like, I'm not gonna eat these leftovers, you guys take it with you when we came down here. And so when we were pretty much done like eating the parts that a normal human being would eat on the ham, my dad kind of offhand was like, oh, your grandmother used to make this into split pea soup, like the ham bone part. And I was just like, challenge accepted. So I did some Googling, found this recipe, which, spoiler alert, it's a good one. And I bought a spiral cut ham over the Easter time frame because it was on sale. I can now share the split pea soup recipe with you guys, because it's not a recipe that I'm just gonna make on a whim, because I kind of need to have had a spiral cut ham beforehand. So it's kind of one of those, the stars align situations, stuff like that. But it's a good one I want to share with you guys, and it's like a fun, like 2 for the price of 1. You get spiral cut ham, but then you also get split pea soup afterwards. So if you've never had it, this is a good one. I recommend you trying it. I don't think I had split pea soup before having this, but I will say super easy, it's delicious. It does take a bit though, so plan accordingly. I skipped the gym today to make this because usually I go to the gym before filming, and then it's like 8 o'clock when I start, which I can't start this at 8 o'clock. I would be up until like 1 a.m. Oh, and also it is the 4th. So, well, I'm releasing this on May 4th. So, may the 4th be with you. I'm gonna try and think of some Star Wars puns, references, maybe that I can sneak in. So we'll see how that goes. But this also means I'm not doing anything for Cinco de Mayo, at least video-wise. So I might do something over on the Instagram. Probably just post a picture of me making some like tacos, margarita, all of the above. We'll see. I usually make something, but sometimes I'm lazy. So we'll see what happens there. And I think that's all the rambling I have. Why don't we run through the ingredients and then get into cooking? An onion, celery, garlic, chicken broth, water, split peas, thyme, salt, pepper, leftover ham, carrots, and bay leaves. The first step is a prep step, so that's just gonna be chopping up the celery, onion, the garlic, and then also the carrots. The next step is going to be to cook the onions and the celery. So throw that in. I'm gonna use my large Dutch oven, put some oil down, throw that in, cook it for about 3 minutes or so, and then we're going to add in the garlic and cook that for about 1 minute. Now it's time to add the water, the broth, the split peas, the bay leaf, the thyme, and then salt and pepper. I think that's all of it. And a kind of tip here is don't add a ton of salt, because when you add the ham in later, that's gonna raise the salt levels as well. So just kind of hold back a little bit. Next is to add the leftover spiral cut ham into the soup, and then we're going to bring it all up to a boil and then reduce it down to a simmer, cover, and then let that cook for 60 to 80 minutes. Like I said, it's a long recipe, so hopefully you find something good to burn through all that time. Like read a book or something like that. I'm gonna clean my house. Because you can't see it, but right off camera, there's some messes. I cleaned for the shot, not my whole house. Because I knew this was coming, so I'm like, I have to use this time wisely. So now that it's cooked for the 60 to 80 minutes, we want to remove the ham, let that kind of cool off on its own, and then in about 10 minutes, we're going to shred that up. The next step can kind of be done in parallel with the previous step, but I can't really film things in that fashion. I kind of have to make it a linear perspective. Like when you take out the ham to let it cool, do this step and then go back to that. You're smart. You'll figure it out when you're reading the instructions. But the next step that we're going to be doing is to add the carrots into the soup and then let that cook for another 30 minutes. And you can cover it if the thickness of the soup is what you want, or uncover it if you want to get a little bit thicker. So now's the final step. Just add back in the shredded up ham, taste it, see if it needs anything, serve and enjoy. So here we have it. Probably shouldn't tip it that much because it is a liquid and it will spill all over the floor. I have told you numerous times already that this is delicious. I've made this before, so I know that it's a good one. But for tradition's sake, I'm gonna taste test it and then rant and rave a little bit more for you. I don't know how to describe like the split pea flavor, but the overall feel of the dish, savory and delicious. It's just so good. I don't know why. I just find it very like soothing and like comforting and just delicious. And I am excited to eat all of that. I texted my dad. I was like, making split pea soup, and he told me to freeze some. I'm probably gonna eat it all. I'll just have to buy another spiral ham at some point when he comes visiting. But delicious, you should make this. It's super easy to do. It takes a bit of time, but like the final product, worth it. Probably a good idea to do this on like a Saturday afternoon or like Sunday afternoon. And then it would be ready by like dinner time instead of kind of late on a weeknight. But I have to have that time to edit. So that's the situation I'm in, but you can be in a different one because you don't have to do all of this. I don't know if this can be made vegetarian because there's really only the chicken broth and the ham that are like meat products. And without that, it would actually be vegan. But I don't know if it would like keep that essence of what I'm talking about. Like that savoriness would probably go out the window. But I don't know. That might be a thing to try. If you are vegetarian or vegan, give it a go, let me know. I'm curious how that will taste. But overall, like I've said numerous times, delicious, you should make it. And on that note, bye mom, still not dead. See ya.